Hello Saints, thank you for joining us today. My name is Katica Ivic and we begin with the Awareness Month. All will show solidarity and unity throughout the April, participating in the Teal Ribbon campaign. The Teal Ribbon campaign aims to raise awareness about the sexual violence, amplifying survivors' voices and promote a safer, more respectful environment for all. Everyone deserves to live in a space where they feel safe and respected. Starting April 1st, you can pick up your Teal Ribbon at several campus locations, including the UAC, cafeteria, library, Metz Hall, UPD, Walter Center, Elliott House, and the Center of the Student Involvement, Main 123. Student Gabriela Peace believes it's important to bring awareness to the sexual assault. Hear what she has to say.
Bringing awareness to sexual abuse is important because it helps educate people. It also empowers people to talk about their issues and maybe seek help.
So wear your ribbon throughout the month and show support for the survivors and victims of a sexual violence. U.S. Border Patrol agents found nearly a dozen undocumented migrants inside of the drain pipe in Laredo, Texas. Officials say its agents heard voice from the tunnel, quickly moved and arrested the group. They say 11 people allegedly were trying to enter U.S. Officials say smugglers have been using the underground drain pipes for years to sneak people into the city. Civil rights groups are urging the U.S. Supreme Court to prevent Trump administration from placing immigrants into, quote, brutal foreign prison. The American Civil Liberties Union Democracy Forward filed the brief in the aftermath of an emergency appeal by President Donald Trump on Friday. The White House is asking the High Court to let President Trump resume using the Alien Enemies Act of 1789 to expedite the deporting of alleged gang members. Last week, the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals let stand an order that blacks Trump's use of the authority as a legal battle plays out. The Supreme Court is expected to make its decision within the next few days. There's concern growing among union leaders representing workers at a federal prison in eastern Texas. Nearly 200 people work at the federal concertational institution in Texarkana. They are members of an American Federation of a Government Employees Union. The leaders say they are worried about their future after President Donald Trump signed an executive order that could dissolve the union. The concern comes from many who are Trump supporters. Union leaders say President's executive order has hurt morally. A plane carrying deportees from the United States landed in Venezuela. The third flight of its kind, both nations agreed to resume flights earlier this month, according to the CNN team on the ground. The flight, which took off from Texas, landed to Simon Bolivar International Airport near Caracas Sunday afternoon, according to the flight tracking data. It was carrying 175 people, including 11 women, and the Venezuelan Ministry of Justice Interior said. Representation had previously been stalled over the Trump administration decision in February to revoke a license allowing American oil company Chevron to carry out some operation in the South American country. Severe storms are starting throughout the Midwest and South. The death toll count continues to rise. At least 16 people have died in 5 states, including Missouri, Indiana, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Tennessee, after powerful storms and tornadoes struck this week. Right now, about 41 million people are still at the risk for more severe weather. The greatest threat stretches from the west of Nashville down to just north of Houston. A tornado watch is in the effect for parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas. Until Saturday evening, there are areas also see life-threatening flash floods. More than 1,600 people are confirmed dead across Myanmar and Thailand, and that number is likely to rise over coming days. U.S. officials say death toll could end topping 10,000. In Bangkok, search and rescue crews are racing to free more than 100 people believed to be trapped under collapsed high-rise. Thailand has returned to the normalcy after the deadly earthquake rattled the capital of Bangkok. That's according to the Thai Prime Minister. We pray for that the community and they may rebuild quickly. A tragic incident in Texas. Texas, a 6-month-old baby has died after being attacked by a family dog. Experts say introducing pets into the homes with children requires caution. Baytown officials say the 1-year-old pit bull was new to the home when it attacked the infant. Air 11 captured animal control removing 2 dogs from the apartment. Police says the dog that attacked will be euthanized, while the fate of the second dog is up to the owner. No arrests have been made as the investigation continues. The number of job openings fell 7.57 million in February. That's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics job opening and the labor turnover survey just released. Their report is considered a measurement of a labor market demand. At the beginning of the year, the number of available jobs was 7.76 million. U.S. employers likely pared back their hiring plans in February due to the part of a heightened economic uncertainty. Get ready for a day full of color and confetti. That's right, Saints Our Lady of the Lake annual confetti run is here. The event will take place on April 26th at the Olu main building front walk. The kids' fun run begins at 8 a.m. and it's free, but you must be registered. The 5K confetti run or walk begins at 7:30 a.m. Registration begins at the $35 up to April 12th. Prices will rise as the date approaches, so make sure to get your tickets now. You don't want to miss out a family-friendly fiesta event. Starting off with some news that has made headlines. A Texas high school student was fatally stabbed at a track meet on Wednesday. Police has charged another student with his murder. 17-year-old Austin Metcalf was at UIL track meet at the Kirkendall Stadium. Police says there was an altercation between two Frisco ISD students.
Just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore, and I don't understand it.
Police have identified the suspect as a 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony. He was taken into custody on a murder charge, bond that has not been set yet. It's almost time to register for classes for the summer and the fall. You should have been already advised, however, starting April 7th, students should be able to start registering for classes. Make sure you get it done by May 1. Olu is welcoming the San Antonio Philharmonic to the Sacred Heart Chapel as the part of the Batch Reformation and Reflection Concert Series. This collaboration is a partnership with the West Side Community Institution, making this the first historic symphonic performances to the west side of San Antonio. Concerts will be held on April 12th throughout the 13th, and you can purchase your tickets at sanantonio.thundertix.com.
Hi Saints, my name is Anicia Serrano, and here are your sports. The Olu men's tennis team is making history after a dominant season. They now face conference and nationals. The Saints have broken school records, climbing to third in the nation after winning all their conference matches. They're now eyeing a national title. The team is hungry for more. We wish them good luck and hope they return as champions with a ring on their finger. The Our Lady of the Lake softball team will be playing against LSU Alexandria on April 11th. The game will be held at the Olu softball field, and two different games will be happening. One game will happen at noon and the other will be at 2 p.m. Let's cheer on our Saints on this doubleheader and hope they bring home a win. The women's golf team is still swinging through their season. The Saints will be competing in Willow Park, Dallas at the Squaw Creek Golf Club. This two-day tournament will run from April 14th to the 15th. Sophomore Grayson Weiler shares her hopes for the tournament next.
I'm super excited for this tournament. I'm hoping that our team comes out on top.
The women's golf team will also be flying to Smithville, Missouri, April 27th through the 29th. We wish our Saints the best of luck and safe travels in their upcoming tournaments. For more information and to stay updated, go to olusaintsathletics.com or find them on Instagram for more. Our Lady of the Lake baseball team will be playing against Texas A&M Texarkana on April 11th and April 12th. The game on April 11th will be at 6 p.m. and the one on April 12th will be at noon. The April 11th game will be held in the George Dobson Field, and the April 12th game will be held at the Olu softball field. Let's cheer on our Saints and hope for them to bring a win home. Lots of stir in Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is back, and opening day was an exciting one. But there is also a new weapon in play, the torpedo bat. The torpedo bats are designed with more wood in the area of the bat, most likely to make impact with the ball, giving batters a better chance for base hits and home runs. The New York Yankees have the most players using these bats, and the team scored a whopping 32 runs in 2 games this weekend against the Milwaukee Brewers. Other teams included the Chicago Cubs and Minnesota Twins also use the torpedo bat. It spurred conversation around the baseball world, but Major League Baseball has confirmed that these bats are legal. Jason and Kylie Kelsey welcomed a baby girl on Sunday. Meet Finley and Kelsey. The couple announced the arrival of their 4th daughter in an Instagram post on Tuesday. The post showed pictures of the newborn lying on her mother's chest and with her dad wrapped up in a blanket wearing a pink hat with a bow. The couple announced the pregnancy on Instagram in November with a photo of their 3 daughters at the time. Colorado is the first state to make a change for collegiate athletes, and they might not be the last. Democratic Governor Jared Polis signed House Bill 1041. That gives public universities the ability to write a check to their student athletes. Paul Shee, the Chair of the Colorado Bar Association Sports and Entertainment section says that revenue comes in part from ticket and merchandise sales. The bill also removes the current Colorado law that deals with conflicting agreements. Shea says,
CU is a Nike school, and a kid wanted to do a deal with Adidas. They couldn't do it before, but now they can do that.
While the governor signed it, he still has reservations. In a note, he said he was concerned about an exemption to the Colorado Open Records Act. That's all for sports. Stay seated. Kat will be back with your health segment.
And welcome back, Saints. It's a hobby that continues to gain popularity. Gardening can be fun, and experts say there is a growing evidence it's also good for physical and mental health. But working in a yard can take a toll on the body too. Dr. Deborah Benzil with the Cleveland Clinic Center for Spine Health says, if you're not careful, the hobby can also weaken and have on your back and body.
It's hard work, and just like any exercise, you have to prepare yourselves.
Before you head out to the garden, Benzel says to warm up, stretch, and then take it slow. If there is any sort of discomfort in the back, take a break. If the pain persists, pay attention to it and reach out to the doctor if needed. Cancer is no longer just an older person's disease. A growing number of younger people are being diagnosed, and doctors want to know why. One familiar face is now sharing her own battle publicly. Former Bachelorette star Kate Thurston is facing stage 4 breast cancer at just 36 years old. She says she's the first noticed a lump and soon after received the diagnosis. She's now using her story to encourage others to pay attention to their health. Doctors say cancer patients in their under 50 have been risen sharply, with the breast and gastrointestinal cancers leading the trend. Researchers are studying everything from diet to genetics to find out why.
You're really holding on that it's going to be nothing, but then you get the call and they tell you, no, it's like for sure, like there's no room for doubt, there's no room for holding on for an error. Like it's as firm as it can be that this is cancer.
Katie is now focusing on fertility options and fighting the disease with the support from family and fans. Stuffed animals aren't necessarily just for kids. Experts say adults can sleep with them too, and some think it might even be a good thing. It also appears to be getting more common. Plush sales grew during the COVID-19 pandemic. One industry expert says 2024, about 50 and plus toys were sold to adults over 18. According to one expert, stuffed animals can help with a better sleep by giving the brain a signal that it's time to wind down. So don't be ashamed to sleep with your your stuffy. There can now be a research that can back with the sleeping with dinosaurs or sloppy plush. A powerful meeting in North Carolina. A teen who received a life-saving heart transplant meets a family of the girl who gave her that chance. In Fuquan, Virginia, the Minsk family met Haley Pori, the teen who now lives with their daughter Selena's heart. Selena Minsk passed away two years ago after allergic reaction to the cookie containing almond flour. Her parents decided to donate her organs, saving 5 lives, including Haley's.
We were approached. It wasn't really a decision. It wasn't a hard decision, I guess. It was just like, well, yeah, let's donate our organs.
The families met in February and now share special bond during the Donut Life Month. They hope to inspire others to consider organ donation and to be careful about the food allergies. I have some news that might not be so sweet. A new study suggests a popular artificial sweetener might alert brain activity when it comes to hunger and actually increase your appetite. Researchers studied 75 people who consumed one of 3 drinks on 3 separate occasions. The drinks were plain water sweetened with table sugar and water sweetened with the sucralose, which is an artificial sweetener. The participants underwent brain scans and were also asked to rate their hunger levels. Those who drink water with sugar loose and said their appetite increased by nearly 20% when compared drinking water with a table sugar. The study only investigated the impact of the sucralose and did not research other popular artificial sweeteners. Nearly 3 million U.S. adults have epilepsy, according to the CPD, and about 1/3 of the patients' medication don't stop the sudden seizures. Right now, many treatments options for those drug-resistant epilepsy are invasive and involve major surgery, including the removal of the area of the brain that's causing a seizure. But now, research could offer new options to those with most severe forms of epilepsy. Epilepsy causes electrical storms in the brain, disturbing a person's ability to control their body. Procedures like removing part of the brain or using a laser to destroy a small portion of a brain tissue that's causing a seizure. These surgeries are highly invasive. Often, they come with the side effects like speech impairment or memory problems, or may not always work. The research is now focused on safety and efficacy of this therapy, but it's already proving some hope. More than 240 people on the board countered luxury cruise ship have gotten sick with norovirus, a highly contagious stomach bug. A Center for Disease Control and Protection reported the outbreak aboard Queen Mary II. The ship is due to the return to England on April 6th after a 4-week transatlantic cruise at the Caribbean. The CDC said infection passengers have been quarantined and the ship's crew has increased cleaning on board. The outbreak comes on the heels of the worst year for cruise ship-based gastrointestinal outbreaks in over a decade, according to CDC data. The memory of the record-breaking 2024 gastrointestinal outbreaks at the sea were norovirus related. A Connecticut college student has created an app that identifies tricks. It aims to give more accurate idea of what type of trick you've encountered and what diseases it might carry. And it could be a handy as the weather is warming up and we all spend more time outside. The King's School grad and now college students said that took part in the summer research program. That's how she eventually developed an app that identifies tricks called Detect It.
Using images and training this neural network, it would figure out, oh, this is a black-legged tick, or this is a Lone Star tick.
A couple of years ago, Congressman Jim Himes also picked the Detect It app as the winner of the Congressman App Challenge for his district. Tony Chocolate Leak is recalling some of the chocolate bars. Officials with the New York-based company says some consumers found small stones in their product. Among the items recalls Tony's Dark Almond Salt Bar and Tony's Everything's Bar. The bars were sold nationwide and online over the past 2 months. Customers are advised to return it for a full refund. Back, we have your business and consumer news.
Goldman Sachs says the U.S. economy faces a growing risk of a recession as President Trump's trade war threatens to stunt growth, reignite inflation, and increase unemployment. The Wall Street Bank is warning clients it now sees as 35% chance of a recession in the next 12 months, up from 20% previously. Goldman Sachs also anticipates higher inflation and more unemployment. Goldman Sachs still expects the U.S. economy to avoid a downturn, but other forecasters think it's more of a 50-50 call.
The Trump administration is doubling down tariffs as the stock market around the world plunge. Those in Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Australia, and New Zealand reported early losses today.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something.
A universal 10% tariff on all imports is now in effect. Additional duties on products from a dozen of countries are set to begin. President Donald Trump says he only wants to make deals with countries that close trade deficits within the U.S. He insists tariffs will be good for Americans in the end and predicts resurgence of U.S. manufacturing.
Well, hopefully they do come back and help the United States, but who knows? But there are countries fighting back. China now striking back after President Donald Trump escalated a global trade war by imposing additional tariffs on Chinese imported goods earlier this week. China just announced it will impose reciprocal 34% tariffs on all imports from the United States. That starts on April 10th. The country also added 11 American companies to its unreliable entity list, including drone manufacturers. China's retaliation against the latest round of U.S. tariffs is more sweeping than its early reciprocal actions. It originally imposed retaliatory tariffs on targeted U.S. imports, including agricultural products and fuel, while taking action against certain American firms and ramping up export controls.
Take a look at this video from the victim's Tesla camera. It shows a green car pulling up to the next Teslas on the BICE Route 66, then swerving in front to the box to the Tesla Inn. The driver then walks over to the 61-year-old woman in the Tesla and reportedly starts hitting her while she's sitting behind the wheel. At one point, the woman says she's bit by the man's hand. Moments later, the passenger of the green car appears to the walkover and pulls the attacker away.
Just stunned, and I wished that I would have had someone with me that would have protected me.
They tell us they don't feel safe right now and want to be able to protect themselves.
That's so scary that they're targeting Tesla drivers right now.
I cannot believe that's even happening in the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
Should be safer.
Exactly. And speaking of vehicles, Spirit Airlines is hitting some turbulence at the top. The CEO is out, and the airline is looking for a new pilot to steer the ship or plane. Ted Christie is stepping down as CEO of Spirit Airlines. His exit comes after the company filed for bankruptcy, a rough landing for the budget-friendly career. The board is now hunting for a new leader to help turn things around. In the meantime, they've created an office of the president, which basically means they're sharing the cockpit. Spirit says it's committed to staying airborne, even if it's on a tight budget.
According to the Wall Street Journal, DoorDash and Uber are calling Republican lawmakers to have the Trump administration no tax on tips pledge include the people who deliver food and drive ride-share vehicles. The proposal from the Senator Ted Cruz and Representative Baron Buncan would allow most casino and restaurant employees to claim the deduction. However, most ride-share drivers are independent contractors, not employees, which means the bill wouldn't apply to them. Some tax experts have blasted the proposal, saying it will highlight inequity with the other workers who don't get tips, like security guards and custodians. The director of the Economy Policy Institute adds tax-free tips could cause employees not to raise wages.
A heartbreaking discovery in the 4th Ward, a dog left to fend for itself in a filthy dumpster. Neighbors opened the dumpster to find the dog staring back at them, scared and shut down. Volunteers from Fur a Positive Future rushed to help, getting a collar on the pup and using a crate to lift him to safety. It's not only wrong, but it's illegal. You could go to jail for abandoning a dog. If you can't take care of your pet anymore, there's a right way to give your pet a second chance of life.
In Southern California, a majestic whale has been seen causing waves inside Rainbow Harbor. The minke whale was spotted Thursday morning at the Log Beach. The massive mammal hung out around at the harbor for more than an hour and gained a lot of attention online. One person who watched the live stream of the whale's antics said it's not normal for them to show up in the harbor like this.
Have you ever seen a whale in person?
I've never seen a whale in person, but I did see a dolphin.
Ooh.
And I was pretty scared, honestly, even though they're harmless.
One time I went on a whale watch thing and I got so seasick that I just wanted to get off. It was the worst experience of my life. But a popular hot sauce brand is issuing a recall that could impact consumers with serious allergies. 2 varieties of Texas Pete sauces have been pulled from shelves due to labeling mistakes. Texas Pete is recalling 2 of its products, habanero buffalo sauce and sweet habanero sauce. The habanero buffalo sauce may contain sriracha, which includes sulfites not listed on the label. That's a serious risk for anyone with a sulfite allergy. The sweet habanero sauce is also being recalled, this time for failing to list aged peppers as an ingredient. The mislabeled products were distributed to stores in 10 states between February and March. So far, no illnesses or allergic reactions have been reported. Anyone who purchased the recalled sauces is urged to throw them out or return them to the store for a full refund.
Dollar Tree is parting ways with Family Dollar after purchasing the discount retail a decade ago. 2 private equity firms are set to buy Family Dollar for $1 billion. That's just a fraction of a $9 billion that Dollar Tree spent buying in 2015. The deal is pending regularly approval but it's expected to go throughout the next quarter.
A dinner at a sports bar turned into a life-changing night for one single mother in Fayette County, Pennsylvania. It's all thanks to her children who convinced her to buy a scratch-off. 31-year-old Brinty Boot brought her 3 children to Foster House 2 in Washington Township, Fayette County, to eat dinner after baseball practice. She says her boys were begging her to buy some scratch-off tickets. As Brittany was scratching away, she thought she was seeing things. She really won that much on a $20 scratch-off game called $1 Million Winnings. Now this single working mom has 1 million reasons to smile. I do not know what I would do with $1 million. Like, that's just insane to me.
Me too. Well, probably I would stop school.
Thank you for joining us for Lakefront News. I am Anicia Serrano.
And I am Katica Ivic.